Greetings, seekers of wisdom, and welcome to a profoundly relevant episode of Divine Sentient Podcast. I'm your host, Teddy Ortega, and today we turn our gaze to a topic of utmost urgency: the effects of climate change on the economy of the world. As the climate crisis unfolds with relentless intensity, its ripple effects extend far beyond the natural world. In this thought-provoking episode, we will journey through the intricate web of climate change impact on the world economy. From resource scarcity to industry transformation, we will explore the interconnected forces reshaping our financial systems, industries, and the very fabric of our societies. Join us as we unveil the profound implications, both dire and hopeful, and contemplate the role of humanity in navigating this divine test of stewardship. So let us embark on this enlightening exploration of climate change economic dimensions.
Brilliant, just brilliant, bro.
Welcome.
Yeah, to second that brilliant and awesome, enlightening introduction, I'm grateful. Thank you so much.
Celebrate yourself.
Yeah, you all are welcome to another episode of the Divine Sentient Podcast, the greatest podcast of all time.
Yeah.
Just so you know, the greatest podcast of all time,
The fastest growing podcast
of
in
all
the world.
time. Yeah, so you guys are welcome. A round of applause, please.
Yeah.
Round of applause, please. Yeah. So I'm your host, Cosmica Enigma, alongside my brother Teddy Ortega, and today we are diving deep into a topic that affects us all, regardless of where we live or what we do. And the topic for today is climate change. As the world witnesses shifting weather patterns, rising sea levels, and unprecedented events, it's becoming more and more crucial than ever to understand the science, the impact, and the potential solutions. So whether you are a climate change expert, an eco-warrior, or someone just starting to grasp the enormity of this issue, stay tuned as we unravel the complexities of our changing planet.
Welcome, Divine Sentient. It's such a huge and important topic. You understand the science behind climate change. You understand there's impact of climate change on the world. That is discussing the effects of climate change on weather patterns, sea levels, ecosystems, and human health, just like you said, on mitigations and adaptation, examining the strategies for reducing greenhouse gas emissions and adapting to the impacts of climate change. There's also climate justice, highlighting the disproportionate impact of climate change on the marginalized communities and the importance of equity in climate solutions. So, on a topic like this, what do you actually, what is your take on climate change?
All right. Initially, we have a vast network of listeners.
Yeah.
Understand? So, for the sake of them all,
Okay.
because this is a topic that most might be versed with or familiar with, but for the sake of those that might not be familiar with it, we'll just give a brief definition of climate change. Okay, yeah, from the Oxford Dictionary, very verified source of information.
Yeah.
Climate change can be defined as, or climate change refers to a long-term alteration or long-term alterations in temperature and typical weather patterns in a location or a particular or locations.
Yeah.
Simple and sweet.
Okay.
Let me get that back again.
Okay.
Climate change refers to long-term alterations in temperature and typical weather patterns in a particular location or in various locations as well. You understand?
Okay.
Yeah, so that's just the definition of climate change. So if you are new to this, you just know that we're talking about like the alterations in temperature and the typical weather patterns. So like sometimes that you might experience like rainy season during like a dry season period, or dry season during rainy season period, or like you might just experience a shift of climate, like on an unprecedented change.
And it's actually happened on like under our noses right now. Like we'll be seeing these things happening, and we're not even just taking note of it. Like days we're supposed to have rain, or let me just say days we're supposed to have sunshine, seasons we're supposed to have sunshine. We'll see the abnormality of having excess rain during these seasons where we're supposed to have dryness. You understand? So in a nutshell, climate change refers to the long-term shifts in global temperatures and weather patterns caused by an increase in greenhouse gases in the atmosphere, primarily from human activities. So humans are actually the cause of this problem, but actually they're not taking note of it. You see where we need to be healing our traumas.
As humans, we're always, most of the time, initially speaking, in this world, as existence as a whole, there's literally no problem. Every problem or every challenge that we have encountered or that we have faced as humans has always been initially from our own selves.
Yes, our own endeavors.
The world creation was perfect, or is perfect. Everything. If you look at nature, if you look at the sun, the moon, night and day, the oceans, lands, and everything has a perfect computation of itself.
Yeah.
It is we as humans now, let me just say the users of this world, because we are using this world, or let me not say use, let not be like
we're using this world.
We're using this world now because most of the resources we are using them.
We're using them.
We are the ones now creating these problems for ourselves. And funny enough,
we're not taking.
It's not like we're not taking it, because most of these people that are causing these climatic problems, you understand, some of them are top-notch experts. It's not like they don't know, but they are just based on it's profitable to them. But there are literally some people that don't actually know these effects, you understand. Even down to some of the professionals, you understand. Like they just feel like, okay, maybe it's their work or it's their duty.
Yeah. They
just go to work in the morning, go to their 9 to 5, go do whatever they produce, get through the refining process, or make through with whatever objective they have to fulfill.
Whatever jobs,
you understand, and they are done, neglecting the effects
of whatever
they are doing. So sometimes they don't even know any of that. So it's not like, and most importantly, we the masses, because what one company might be doing in one particular area is having could or might or is eventually or might eventually affect millions of lives. You understand? Like as it relates to those greenhouse gases, normally all those gases are not something that would normally, as in, they are not things that normally is advisable for humans to come into contact with. Even if you come into contact with them, but not too frequently, because then they will start to have effects on your health, on your life, and stuff like that. So it is good as individuals for us to know the causes of these things, or it is good initially for us to know that these are the things that are even happening, because some of these things affect us on a normal day-to-day basis, and you just see that maybe your physiological, your mental, or your psychological, or whatever part of your body, normally you are just reacting in a way, and you just feel like maybe it's just normal sickness. Not everything is malaria.
Nothing is normal.
Not everything is malaria. Nothing is fever. All those things, even all those malaria, all those fever, normally
it's not even normal. They
are caused by these things too. Normally by germs, germs that are driven away from the natural habitats. So they have to come to reside in our homes. You understand? So all of these things that we see sometimes that we look at to be as normal, they are not normal. It's just that because we don't know. You understand? There's always once there's darkness as it relates to any particular topic, or as it relates to any particular subject, there will always be confusion, and and ignorance is like they say, is a very big disease. So to cast away with that ignorance, because at the entrance of illumination, which is light, there will always be inspiration, and that your inspiration now is not going to prepare you now to behave negatively. It's going to prepare you instead to react positively. So that is why everyone needs vital illumination that will then lead to inspiration. Because when you don't have inspiration now, then you can now be moved to make a change, because you can only be moved to make any kind of change whether you are inspired, whether be it a 9 to 5 inspiration, a creative inspiration, like maybe if you're a musician, whatever. But whatever field you are in, you must receive light in that area. Light that will then inspire you. Then you will bask and start being, you understand. So that's just it. So you guys just have to know about these things, and it's our home. The world is our home in general. So you can't just be in your home and people are just
planet Earth is our home, and we should love and protect our. We are divine sentience. We always have the saying of society is our extended mind and body. So we should be concerned and worried about what is actually happening to our environment, what is actually happening to our earth, how it's affecting us.
Because these changes come with effects.
It comes with effect, definitely. For every cause there's an effect. For every effect there's a cause. So we should be very vicious and keep it later as we get on with this topic, this thought-provoking topic, bro. So there are various causes or things, or how do I say it? There are various events or activities, human activities that could actually
human activities. In fact, all activities are even human activities. All life-changing activities are human activities, because we are the only ones on this planet that have been given the ability to make like so much change. Like, do you expect an animal to go into deforestation? Well, they don't have the IQ or the consciousness to even.
How would they deforestation?
So you understand. so now you see that all problems now, or all changes now. So that, in fact, everything is human.
It's humans. Humans were the cause. We should just really sit down and think about.
And not only companies too. Normally, even
individuals
in that your little community.
That your face me face you.
Yes, you might be doing something to the economy. I mean, not the economy, to the environment that might be having a negative impact on your neighbors or the climate around you. Even that your small habitat, your small atmosphere.
Even your children, they might be getting it. They might be getting it as in they'll be getting this side effects of this thing. You know, children they tend to get
they are younger, they are not yet strong.
So
they can easily be
influenced by this bacteria and environmental changes,
psychological
weather,
any kind of change. They can easily be influenced. Normally they are at the stage whereby they easily pick up or let go of things, and those picking up might be consciously or unconsciously. You can pick up a bacteria, pick up a sickness, pick up a disease, they might even pick up something that might later turn out to be the next COVID or the next Ebola.
Seriously.
But unknowingly to you, it might be from that your little ignorant act that you just did, and you're just like, okay, man, I just burn this thing forever. Let me just do this thing. You don't know that the things that were the components that were inside of the trash or inside whatever you burnt, when mixed together, they now release a gas, because normally when you burn them, normally it now goes into like gaseous form, now goes into the air. Who knows that whether if from the forming of those components, because
someone inhales it,
someone inhales that thing now, and it starts disrupting the internal system. Maybe start causing a change in your DNA, a change in your DNA that might later lead to like a default in your immune system, thereby opening ways to other diseases. And like there are a lot of diseases that our immune system are fighting every day. Started like this. Like whereby that was some that we don't even know about, but they started like this, and when they got serious and when they got chronic, they not even evolve from. That's why you have malaria plus, all those kind of sicknesses. At first, it will be like maybe it's just a regular cold.
Yeah,
it will be like a regular affection or whatever, but unknowingly to you, that is something that has taken base inside of your system, inside of your physiological structure, and it has been eating away as in gradually over time. So now it's no longer that ordinary cold that is supposed to be or that was. You understand? Now it's now turned to maybe nasal infection or or fever, or maybe testicular cancer.
Bro.
Like you understand? Like just from those little things that you are just doing on a continuous basis, and you're those ignorant acts that you just
very ignorant and oblivious to it.
Let me just throw this trash here. Let me just burn this thing here. Let me just mix these two things together.
It's not normal. You people should stop doing these things. Pay your waste management bills and all these things. You understand?
Yes. And also, most importantly, why they need to know these things? Because why? If you as an individual now, you don't know these things now, and you stop doing it, it doesn't stop there. You can now stand for your rights and sanction these companies that are now polluting the climate, because it is definitely your right.
Exactly.
Because the earth is your home, and the companies, they are almost like your neighbors too, even though they are in a secure location or a restricted or authorized location for authorized personnel only. Yeah. But they are almost like your neighbors. So if they are doing these things and it's affecting you, you have a right to make a difference or to say something about it. Because trust me,
if nobody does,
the effects are there. If it has not got it to you, it doesn't mean that it has not affected somebody, or it doesn't mean that it's not coming to you. Because if they keep on with it, definitely everybody will die in that environment. And your death doesn't have to be instantaneous.
You might die slowly.
You might die slowly, or you might carry something inside of you that you pass down to your child, and later your child will not be suffering for something that he knows nothing about. And it all began, and it was all initiated from this pollution process, from these climatic changes. So it is important, because I'm talking to you that you are listening to me now. I know you are listening to me now. You are listening to me now. I'm talking to you. All those things, they are very much important, because those are things that you need to checkmate. Because if you don't checkmate them, that's why sometimes in life, that's why they created this word miscellaneous. You know, they created the word miscellaneous because not everything is planned for. You understand? And inside some of all these impacts, like negative impact that we have on our health, like that, you will just be surprised that maybe you are healthy today and not be sorry tomorrow. You have one issue, you don't even know where the issue came from normally. Glory be to God, there's some of the issues, their causes can be found or can be discerned favorably at an early time. But if you are not fortunate and they don't quickly discover it, may just not say your own and God, your own just.
Well, there was this event that happened in Port Harcourt 2 years back or a year ago. I think in their atmosphere, like their atmosphere, the air they're breathing, they could observe that in early hours of the mornings, like, or early hours of the evenings, like always like 4 to 5
a.m. Okay, evening. Okay, p.m.
Yeah, p.m. Then sometimes in the morning too, they still observe in the morning. They would observe that the dews they are seeing on the atmosphere, the substance that looks like dew. You know dew?
Yes, dew.
Yeah. It's not actually dew. It's just it's black coal. Like something is being burnt around the area and is polluting the air. And they are inhaling it. Not one person, like thousands of different people.
Millions of lives.
They are going every day, passing that same place.
Ignorantly, just feeling like, okay, maybe it's just a natural atmospheric occurrence.
And it was posted. Some people talked about it last year, but it just went by so trivially, like it's
nobody
not,
took it serious.
It's not even a serious matter.
Just
okay, now there's a theory now. That actually I think the European Union, they are working on it. They think they say is an 50 years. It's a 50 years error made by said oil companies and the government, the deals signed by these companies and the federal government, whatever they say. The error is that for companies like oil producing companies, oil companies to have a station in a said environment or area or state or wherever they are, where they are mining their oil from, they are supposed to provide 6 major amenities for the people in that community, which gets to deal with that, which looks into their well-being, their education of how to live in that place because of what they are doing in that place. Then provision of jobs for them, then provision of health care, still looking into their well-being and into their mental health too. 6 things. There are other things I cannot even remember now, but it's a 50 years error made. Why? Because they saw at that period in the industrial sector that this thing will bring profits and make billionaires.
It's not an error. Do you know why you're saying it's an error?
They said it's an error because they're ever trying to correct it now through things we can see, like they're bringing electric cars now. With the increase of petroleum now all over the world, and energy.
There was once a time where you forecasted that. You made that forecast to me.
I made that forecast
earlier last year, and when you told me, I was just like, my guy was just rambling. But when the thing actually when they actually started manifesting there, I was like, don't finish on one day, and one guy was like, they will soon start to sell for 1,000 naira. I told you
this thing that they will sell fuel in Nigeria for they will sell it up to that amount of 1,000 naira per liter, and nobody will stop it. Either fuel keeps selling, because fuel will definitely continue selling, or we look for alternatives for mobility, like transportation, alternatives for generating energy, you understand? Because that's actually what the correction now of that error is introducing renewable energy, something that should have been done years back. So introducing renewable energy now is like we are opening our eyes. We are just opening our eyes, and this is something that should have been there since this oil decades ago. This oil burning of coal and steam engines is not supposed to exist because even you using that car, it's causing harm to you because it releases these fumes normally that produces monocarbon dioxide that are not good for your internal system. Doctors will tell you go for checkups every day and they tell you this thing, but I don't even understand. Is the error they're trying to correct now? The error of 50 years. So now the European Union, I like that viciousness in this thing. They're trying to keep it very vicious because the campaign for this thing has started since 2020 or something like that. Is a mandate that is supposed to span till 2050. They want to reduce 40% of the world carbon gas, greenhouse gas emissions. You understand? There are even some cars now. Some cars using petroleum that they will use low emission something to just market their products, that this car now, even though the buy for is inside, it has a low emission capabilities, but this is still a scam because we are still in this world where fumes from car still exist.
It will cause a negative impact on you, whether you take it in a small or large amount.
Yes.
And small amounts taken in over a longer period of time, even more dangerous than large amounts. So they are trying to deceive you now that, okay, don't worry, it's not creating more fumes, but it's still creating
toxicity. Yes. You're still see. Even though you're buying this fuel in your car normally, and you say you're just using it in your car or you're just using it in your gen normally, the wholesalers of these products you are buying to use in your car and your said gen, they are burning this thing at a very large scale, and the areas around them are being affected. But nobody gives a fuck about them because you know why? They are making billions and billions from it.
And it's not so much about the making of the billions. It's because most people are ignorant to it.
If they keep making these billions, and check and decide to go deep into these six guidelines of being around that environment to the like citizens of that environment, I think some of all these things we are saying won't be like as intense as it is now, because everybody, as in people, will be getting their proper educations and the proper medication for inhaling such fumes into their systems.
Which war was one nuclear bomb sent on Japan? It was one war now, or was that just a tale, or was it something that really actually happened?
It's something that actually happened. It's not a world war. It's a cold war.
Okay, yeah, just a cold war. But there were cases whereby people were giving birth to children, and the children were almost like in the form of mutants.
It's because of
the radiation, and all those things are another form of toxicity getting into the system. And don't be surprised when you're giving birth to
petroleum.
Yes,
sorry.
not only petroleum. There are a lot of things now,
like nuclear.
Yes, now there are a lot of things. There are a lot of things.
Like all those things. They are actually using nuclear for energy generation, like power, electricity generation, though. Yeah, but people around that area where the plant is, where the nuclear reactor is, what are they doing to check them? You understand? I don't know if in Nigeria we have any nuclear reactors, but we have like 4 refineries, and those refineries are emitting gases, harmful substances into the system of every Nigerian, and nobody is taking account for it.
Just imagine now, you give birth to a child now, and the child is having a physical deficiency. Maybe he doesn't see well, or he can't breathe well, or his sense of taste, or something is wrong with him physiologically. Okay, I'm not trying to say that all of those problems are related to climate, but one might be in a sense that normally God created us as humans perfectly. You're not supposed to give birth to your child and you now see that your child, okay, is having a deficiency, like maybe he cannot taste well, or he cannot see well, or maybe as in his internal structure, maybe something is wrong with his DNA or his molecular anatomy, as in on a molecular level.
Yeah.
See, people should not take this thing for granted. What we are trying to tell people is something very serious. So, especially to most of you guys, because
especially the people now working in those sectors, because they have these workers to show you their mediocrity now. They employ these workers. Most of these companies, they employ these workers that are very close to the production of these harmful substances, and sometimes they don't even give them medical check and clearance. Sometimes, you understand, they don't give them this medical allowance or clearance to okay, you have worked here for this space of time, like 2 months or 3 months, you have been offshore working, drilling oil. Before you go back home, take this required medical procedures so that when you go back home, you don't go spread whatever you've accumulated from here to the ones at home. And just like you said, it might not happen immediately. It's killing you definitely inside over time. Go for medical checkup always, and know what is happening to your lungs. Know how come these gases are always in my lungs? How come these things are always in my atmosphere? Ask yourself questions, as in you should be conscious to the very least detail of whatever.
Vicious in your consciousness of these things.
Be very vicious. Yeah, the causes of climate change are burning fossil fuels. Yeah. Coal, oil, and gas for energy generation, just like we said about those refineries and nuclear reactors. And there's another one, deforestation and land use, which reduce the amount of carbon dioxide absorbed by plants and trees.
because trees normally or plants, as in they like the way as humans we're taking oxygen.
Yeah.
They taking carbon dioxide and give back oxygen.
Yes.
So you now making these trees non-existent. Definitely. What do you know what you are indirectly doing there?
You're causing imbalance.
Imbalance in the system.
Imbalance, and there's a saying in Nigeria that this life not balance. Oh more.
The life is actually balanced.
This life is balanced. So you're the one spoiling
Ourselves.
it. Yes.
Ourselves.
You're the one spoiling it. This life is actually balanced, but what they want to regain for all of now? What did God want to regain for now?
He gave you guys something to use, like for your own usage and for your own creativity and for your own blessing, your own satisfaction and whatnot and whatever. And you are not in turn using this thing because that's why he said that he will use the wisdom of the foolishness of heaven to test the wisdom of men. You're not using something that was meant for your own good now. Because you're feeling like you're so wise, because you're wiser than some people, because you want to be profitable, you're not making negative, you're not doing things now that's not having negative impact on the society. See, bro. One thing I just want to say is that I think it's hard time, everybody start being passionate in a sense that, see, you're doing your own thing, I'm doing my own thing normally. My own thing is not affecting your own thing, but at some certain point, we need to come to that realization that there are some things going on in this world whereby we just need to say no to. Like, there was a theory behind that COVID something that this theory was man-made. Or it might not be man-made, but it was at least, if not totally, but most of its origination, of COVID origination normally came from man's conscious drive either to study this thing or maybe it was just maybe a research or something. I don't know. Like, why would humans we'll just be like this now? We'll just say, okay, as me and you are just here now. Instead of thinking about things, positive things to do, we'll just be doing it. Okay, yes, okay. Let me just say, okay. Why we still need all of these resources, all of these refined products.
Yes, we
that
need
they give
them.
us after the refining process. You understand? Because it is the processes that cause these changes and these effects. So let's not neglect the fact that they are still doing a positive job for us by giving us these refined products. You understand? But there is always a better way to, at least what doing is what doing well.
Well, yeah.
Like those 6 things that you listed. See, I can bet my life not even one of those any of those refining companies now even follow any of those things.
That's
any of those laws or those outlaws.
Sorry to cut you short now. European Union now, they are in their mandate for 2050 to reduce the percentage of greenhouse gas effects in the world now. They are actually sanctioning some companies using, first they are sanctioning companies creating this oil of it in these petroleums, you understand? And they are sanctioning companies producing products that use these things, like generator companies, car companies. They are sanctioning them. The kind of sanctioning that sanctioning them is getting into their finance to collect to like split their profits and use parts of it, use the splits of their profits to cover these 6 things, these 6 neglected guidelines. You understand? That's the waste. Now that's the theory.
Now, are they worldwide or is it just only European based or this Western based? Is it worldwide?
They are European. They are still worldwide based on most of the oil companies in this part of the world. This Nigeria,
they have foreign origins.
They are from mostly and mainly from European place originations. You understand? Yeah. So that this let me just open the secrets to this increase of petroleum and the increase of petroleum prices and energy prices now. You understand? European Union is sanctioning not only the creators of this oil products, these petrochemical products. They are sanctioning companies that create products that use these petrochemicals, like cars, diesel gens, whatever normally. Then they are still sanctioning airlines. If you're an airline company and you're using your airplanes produce emit gases, carbon dioxide, will be sanctioned. Car companies, they'll be sanctioned. That's why you see the release.
Manufacturing companies that use high level of generator power.
Yes, that's why you see the release of electrical vehicles now. It's not. Let me remind you, these things are not just happening out of
evolution.
It
is out of compulsion, because they are seeing that they have no choice now.
They have no choice, and is a means, a strive now to correct errors. A 50-year error, a 5-decade long error.
And if you check now, if you go on your internet now and browse now, like lives affected by climatic pollution or climate pollution, you will see definitely that there are more than 1 million people that are online, both like online and physical, that have made known the impact that this negative climatic.
Yeah, there's this girl I saw on is it DW News? I saw on the news channel. She's actually a teenager, but she was on, is it an hunger strike or kind of? She was on this protest for climate change against these huge companies in Europe that they are not actually concerned about our climate health, as in the health of Earth now. The well-being of Earth. They are not concerned about it. They only tell us these things in written paper that they will do this, they will do this, they will do this.
Because obviously they have to sell those things.
Yes.
To generate the rights,
the likeness and the rights of whatever they have,
or whatever they need to go ahead
with whatever they are doing now. But this girl now, she's angry, like taking into account. She's saying they should be accountable for what they are doing. You said in your papers that you will provide these 6 amenities for the environs, for the people in this environment that you are polluting. Where are the signs of these things you said you will do? Be accountable.
I swear. Like even as it relates to we're still on the causes.
Yeah.
Like we just handled deforestation, and like even this as the production of cement. Nigeria has one of the largest cement production.
Yes, Dangote.
And I don't even think all those guys. I'm so sorry. I don't want it to be like I'm giving you guys as in facts that are not certain. But sometimes you cannot just really know because you are not actually on ground. But some of all these things they are not just if they are not following the right processes. Because let me just state the things that are involved in the production of cement, so that you know that cement that you are saying, Dangote, you will know that wherever Dangote is now, I want to show you the effect of what is happening in that place now, of all those factories that are producing cement.
Mind you, not only Dangote produces cement,
Dangote, a lot of people,
other peoples, and they are polluting their environment.
Just listen to this now. Cement production is a major source of carbon dioxide emissions, contributing to global warming and climate change. Cement is made from limestone, which is heated in a kiln to produce clinker. This process releases a large amount of CO2 as well as other greenhouse gases that you mentioned just now.
Okay.
Yeah. In addition to the direct emissions from the cement manufacturing process, the burning of fossil fuels to power those kilns, which I mentioned just now, also releases CO2. So it's a double release. Double and constant release.
I will keep buying.
As far as the cement is being produced,
we keep buying these things every day.
The production of cement also requires a large amount of water, which can be a significant factor in water scarcity in some areas. So those are all the things that are just involved in creating cement now. Just imagine all those things now going on now everywhere. Like let me just say every day. Let me just say now if they're like in this Nigeria now, because there are a lot of things that are unsanctioned going on in this Nigeria. Unsanctioned and
there are millions of things.
So let's just say now the sanctioned and the registered companies now. that are not in the production of these things, in these various things that we listed, like deforestation, because there are companies that are into deforestation, there are companies that are into refining of oil, there are companies that are into production of cement. Like, let me just say now, out of these three things that we've listed now, as very few as it seems now, let me just say each of these areas now, let's just say now that there are like over 50 companies each in this area, in the deforestation areas, in the cement production area, and in the refining of oil.
Yeah.
When I mean by 50 companies, I don't mean like 50 different companies. I'm just trying to say that there are 50 different like structures.
Yeah.
The structures now that produce that, where the manufacturing process is done, that are like 50 each for every one of these, for the deforestation, the oil process, and the cement. Just imagine the amount of pollution going on now as I hear like this.
The air we breathe in is even polluted.
Yes, now this air we're breathing itself is even poisonous itself. It's like, it's not even pure self. This air contains. Well, you know the one that was telling me. Okay, was it someone else? I was telling me about how the air is even one of the air we breathe is even one of the most poisonous gases.
Yes.
It's not for the grace of God, because all those chemicals that are going to the air, where do you feel they are going? Do you feel they are going to space? None of all these atmospheric gases can penetrate into space, because they don't have the right amount of pressure to break the atmospheric barrier to go into space. Even, okay, maybe some might go, but majority of those gases that are being released into the system, they are coming right back to us. Because why? We are the prime users, prime users. Let me just say use that word user, because this breath that we're breathing now is now we are using the air, we're using the gases, and all of these gases now are what they are polluting now. Is exactly what we're taking now. So there will be sometimes whereby maybe you're just walking, all of a sudden you just feel some kind of headache. It's not because you are sick, not because of malaria. It might be maybe you have inhaled something dangerous. And that moment of staggering, whereby you staggered or you just felt a mild headache, it might just be like maybe it's just normal thing. But
not normal.
See, it's not normal. I'm telling you 100% that you are a perfect being, you are a perfect creation, and obviously perfection is relative, in a sense that God is the only true perfect person, whereby he has no flaws and he can never ever be flawed. But so definitely there will be times whereby we might fall ill or whatever, but trust me, if all these things were taken into considerations, you would be surprised at how long you can go before ever falling ill, before your child falls ill, before your loved one, your family member.
How long you can even live?
How long? Yes, your lifespan.
How long do the average human being live now?
Compared to before. Before people used to live up to 600 years now.
Yes, now there's Methuselah that lived for almost 1,000 years.
Yes. But now, if you see anybody living to 100,
do you think
it's almost like they need accolades. And 100 years self, you are still a child self in the time frame of things. 100 years, you are still a child.
We should really get into this. We should really get into this and look into these things. I really want to see feedbacks. I want to see responses from you guys about this thing, because this is something that affects everybody, not just one person. It affects everybody, even the rich, the poor. Everybody gets a little piece of this cake, because we're all in this society together. So we shouldn't just
behave ignorantly
and oblivious to the well-being of the society and others. Like, since only my family were doing well and like this, we don't need anybody.
Only my area, like
only
this.
my area.
Staying in this estate.
I stay in this estate. Nothing else
matters. What about your friends, your loved ones, far off?
Your friends coming to see you
that are not in prime position like you are. You understand? No love, or this love as a whole self that we're talking about, because we are divine sentience here. Our origin, the basis of everything we do is love.
It's love
and connect, love, true love, pure love. In a sense that we want to bring this light, we want to bring this illumination that will cause inspiration. But the beginning of everything is love. As in, if you don't love you, if no one loves you, they will not want to take you out of darkness. If no one loves you, they will not want to help you. If no one loves you, they will not want to enlighten you. If no one loves you, they will not want to. And that is one of the major problems we have in this country, in this continent as a whole, the lack of love. Love. Like, if you really love somebody, like those company owners, if they really know love, understand love, we as divine sentence, we are number one lovers. We are lover boys.
We are lover boys. Very sharp in the love.
So lover men.
You need to tune into this frequency of love.
You need to tune into this frequency of love, because Trust me, love is the secret code, the cheat code of everything. Because when you are in that state of love, then you can see clearly you will love your neighbor as yourself, treat your neighbor as yourself, and you see that we'll coexist peacefully.
Yeah, peacefully.
You understand? Yeah.
Achieving symbiosis.
You understand? There cannot be peace in your house if somebody is sick. And your house is not literally your own apartment or your compound. Your house is your neighbors, your community.
Yeah.
Your environment, your near environs. If you are staying in a street now, let me just say, okay, you are staying in an estate. Let me not put it like a street. Let me not make it local. You are staying in an estate now, and obviously you have neighbors and friends in those estates. If you get to hear that, okay, maybe one of your friends now is suffering from, like maybe a nasal infection, and that nasal infection came from as in ingesting toxic or harmful substances that they were exposed to through like from the atmosphere or through like by pollution, you understand? How would you feel? Obviously, you're not the one in that scenario, but how would you feel when you hear that, okay, your favorite friend, your favorite cousin, that you guys go out together, like you guys want to go out and the person can't go out because they have problems with their nose. You guys can't go on your favorite outing. You guys can't do your favorite.
I have asthma, all
those kind of things. Yeah, you guys can't do your favorite things because why? They are limited in one or the other. You understand? So, and all of these limitations normally come from things like this pollution, this climate pollution. So you guys need to keep your viciousness up and whatever. And in that area also that can be affected or that is constantly affected by this climate pollution is the agricultural sector.
Yeah.
That's why you see sometimes you just see the skyrocket prices of things. You just see that there was once a time where they used to sell tomatoes. Okay, this is in the Nigeria setting because we have viewers from Europe and Western, so you guys might not understand the conversion rate. Yeah. But for our viewers in Nigeria, just imagine that they're saying one seed of tomatoes 100 naira.
As of now?
No, not now. There was once a time when something like that was happening. You understand? They will tell you that okay, maybe the production process of those things is strenuous now. So definitely you have to hike prices because why? Once there's scarcity.
Okay, let's just say tomato paste.
Tomato paste, yeah.
Tomato paste. Tomato paste. There was a time they sold tomato paste for like 15 naira, 16 naira. That thin can of tomato paste. Now I think it's like almost 200 or 250 something for that for tomatoes now, for tomato paste. But what we're actually saying is the
processes at which all these things are produced normally are what backed together with pollution normally and human ignorance are what causes these things unknowingly to us
to skyrocket.
Yes, now see it here now. Rising temperatures, shifting precipitation patterns, and increased frequency of extreme weather events can reduce yields of staple foods like wheat, rice, and maize.
And there's this story going around of modified food, like genetically modified food, where the food we're eating is not actually natural, is not actually real.
I wouldn't doubt that honestly, because there are lots of things that are going on now that if we could just get knowledge of them, we would be astonished at how those things are occurring and we're even existing, living here peacefully.
Like
it's so unfathomable, honestly speaking. If you get to know that some of these things are happening, like you just be like astonished. So health costs. Warmer temperatures can expand the range of many pathogens. Like there was like Ebola, like when Ebola came out in Liberia. Yeah. Understand? They made strict rules and regulations on close contact. Like if you're going out, like coming out was mandated. Like was what's the word I should use there? Like you can't just come out anyhow. So, but if you're coming out there were some rules and regulations or some things that you were meant to follow, so that you being out. Another person cannot be a liability to you, and you cannot be a liability to another person. And all those kind of things normally, pollution can make all those scenarios either less or more as in harmful.
Okay.
To the society. Like okay, see now, warmer temperatures leading to the expand of range of many pathogens. Like there are some pathogens and so there are some diseases that thrive in heat, warm temperatures. There are some that thrive in colder temperatures. Like the outburst of Ebola, the pathogens normally that was spearheading the information. Let me just put it in that way: the information of Ebola,
the virus.
Yeah, the virus. They thrive in hot temperatures. You understand? And if you are in that kind of location now, and maybe constant pollution is occurring, whereby now it's even affecting the climate. You can't even breathe well, and the emission of fossil fuels gases, or these toxic gases, carbon dioxide, normally now renders the atmosphere imbalanced. You understand? So you are not getting the actual temperature that you're supposed to get, the right temperature you're supposed to get. Maybe there's too much heat or too much cold. There are some, like everything's supposed to be balanced. Like if the temperature is balanced, the ones that thrive in heat and the ones that thrive in cold, they will not manifest that much because it's balanced. So it's not excessive. But if it's excessive, they will not manifest more at a more rapid rate. So in that kind of situation now, whereby Ebola bursts out now and pollution is occurring at a very rapid rate now, you understand? Tell me how people won't die. Like the street I was staying on that time, like every day one person was down my street, to the point where they even quarantine my street self. You quarantine my street, like we're indoors like for like straight 2 days.
Sharp.
As in, this is a live event, not scap. We're indoors for like 2 days because the thing was very serious, because people were dying back to back, because the thing was widespread, and it was as in like we didn't even know what was even going on self. So all this kind of things, heat stress, extreme heat events can lead to health crisis, increasing hospitalization rates and associated medical costs. Like there's this word. I've forgotten the word. My brother always jokes with this word. He said in his I've forgotten the word he used, but he was just trying to say that like it's extremely hot that he can faint.
Okay.
What kind of word? Like the weather is too hot. Like it's not supposed to be like that.
Yes.
All these things. Let me tell you, all these things are causes. They are from climate change.
Definitely.
It's not just ordinary. It's not because of rainy season and dry season. There are some temperatures that the sun will be at the degrees that there's some heat that will hit you.
Like in Nigeria sometimes now, in Nigeria, the temperature in Nigeria sometimes now, you could be just experiencing like high level of sunshine from let me say from 10 a.m. till like 1 to 2 p.m. in the afternoon. Like the sun will be so extremely hot. People will be complaining like, blood of Jesus, this sun is too hot. Like you will hear different things, but immediately let me just bust it. Within that same 24 hours, when there's just an heavy bastion of sunshine, you could just see that the weather will just change instantly.
All those things are not natural changes.
It's not natural.
It's because of pollution. Because why? The pollution now is now making the weather, the atmosphere act in a way that it's not supposed to. So you just see
the rain that will fall after that sunshine. You'll be amazed that sun was just shining. Bro, what kind of rain?
Bro, some of the rain self that falls unknowing to us 50% or 40% of it is not even natural water self. Some of it are the sediments of these gaseous particles that have remained in the atmosphere.
They need to be released from the clouds.
Yes, now. So just imagine now, like this now, you're now walking now, you're now on your way home or to wherever you're coming from, wherever you are. I mean, it's falling now. You now you're feeling like it's ordinary water that is pouring on you, not knowing that water is something that will damage your skin on the long run.
In Japan, or one Asian country, there's what they call acid rain. You've heard of acid rain?
I've heard of it.
Where the chemicals trapped in the atmosphere is being released as rain. Man, we read some kind of books, some kind of science book back then in high school, and man, I like when I was reading these things, I was like, first of all, like, these things, are they actually real? There's this like acid rain. Then I actually like put myself out there after school and try to like observe what is happening, what is actually going on. I discovered that some of these parts of the world where they experience this acid rain or climate changes or whatever.
Yes, these abnormal occurrence.
Before even COVID-19, these countries have been using face masks, nose masks,
Yes, no.
to move around in their own place of living.
And all those one is why due to that large, because all those countries are producing countries.
They have high pollution. Have high population, and due to high population, there's high demand of these things they are burning into the atmosphere.
Due to the high demand now, the production now is now more, and pollution now is tripled even. Sure, you are seeing it now.
Damn.
Bro, I swear it's mad. I swear. And another effect, like another negative side of this climate change is property damage and infrastructure, like the rise of sea levels.
For sure.
Yes, as polar ice melts and oceans warm and expand, sea levels rise, threatening coastal properties and infrastructure. You understand? Like I think it was not last month, or 2 months ago, when they said the flood occurred in Bayelsa or something, and like it didn't even cover some hills or cover some people's houses.
Every yearly, it happens yearly in Nigeria. When we get news of floods and the rest. There was one that ever happened in Nigeria before the COVID, I think, normally, where there was scarcity of Gary.
Yeah, true.
There was scarcity of Gary because flood overpowered all the cassava farms in the south area, and people were internally displaced. They couldn't live in their own house again. They had to go to different places. Come on. Human being could just stretch another human being life. Why now?
Hurricanes, floods, wildfires, all those things they cast away.
We need to check this. We need to really go into this.
Yeah. Another thing, I think we've mentioned that the energy costs, like cooling, warmer temperatures can increase demand for air conditioning, driving up electricity usage and cost. I think we'll not talk about that, but this is very, very important. The effect it has on energy, energy and the supply chains that are related to energy. Here it is. Warmer temperatures can increase the demand for air conditioning, and if you want to, like, when it comes to air conditioning, you understand?
Yeah.
Like you are talking about energy consumption. You understand? And what will make you want to use your air conditioner is only maybe if the place is too hot or too cold, like your heater. Like people that are fortunate, or people that can get the air conditioners. Like there are some conditioners that have inbuilt heaters also. You understand? Those ones are overly sophisticated. So you are supposed to be basking in a weather whereby the weather is excellent. Because I always keep in mind, the creation is excellent. All of these faults and all of these flaws we are experiencing, they are man-made, and that is why, in order for them to stop, it still has to be backed by a man-made effort. Consciously chasing the extinction of all these as nefarious, like wicked as I would say they are wicked as, you understand? So you are using your air conditioning too much, you are spending too much, and all those expenses are as the occurrence or as the cause of the climate change, you understand? So then the supply chains, extreme weather can disrupt energy production and supply chains, causing energy prices to spike, you understand? Like in terms of solar, you understand? Like if the pollution can cause, because like there are sometimes when these particles, when they form in the surface or in the atmosphere, it will seem like some of them they are clouds, but not all of them are clouds. Some of them are like just a composed form of all those dangerous things. You understand? All those dangerous gases, they will just form, and you just see that there are some clouds that will just be so dark. All those things are not clouds normally; they are just the gases normally in the air. Those are the ones that when rain fall now, they will not combine with the rain normally now, and now we rain down poisonous things upon ourselves as individuals. You understand? So all those things still affect electricity too. Like if those clouds normally they are merged and they cover and they get to cover your area normally, you won't get direct sunlight, your solar won't work properly, they won't be charged up. But like, see, all these things normally, as trivial as it sounds, as trivial as it seems, they affect each and every aspect of our life on a daily basis, unknowingly to us. The problem now is that, are we aware of it, and are we going to try to make a change to it? Because the need for making that change is not just for the sake of you want to be a changer or you want to be someone that is initiated a change. That's not the purpose. Every change that is initiated is first and foremost initiated because why? of a caring heart, a loving heart, and you don't just care and love for the sake of it. You care and love because you are in the knowing. You are in the knowing of what yourself. You understand? That's why.
Exactly.
That's why initially we started all of this our podcast with omnipresent consciousness, our God talk, because you have to know more about God. You have to know more about yourself, about your purpose here on earth, so that you know how to live well, cohabit well with your fellow humans here on earth. Because we were all put here by somebody, so you have to know. Because our existence is not just supposed to be irrational, illogical, or maybe scattered
By chance.
Yes, by chance.
No.
Everything has to be purposely and consciously calculated and planned and articulated, so that we are the first and foremost users of all of these things, or pioneers of our own lives, or whatever. You understand? We can all reap positive or good fruits from our own living. Let's not be like our own lives that we're living now is not a bad thing to us now, because okay, now things that you need for your own good now, you are not at the cost of that production now is not the cost of your life.
We should do these things to avoid being parasites to our heads.
I swear, bro.
We shouldn't be parasitic in our relationships. We should have this mindset of contribution and achieving symbiosis. I guess that's the goal, the main point of society. Because everybody could be living their own lives at home, being their own houses, doing their own things, live without being backed by government or without
being on the radar of anybody,
without being on the radar of anybody, just doing their own things. But
it cannot work that way.
We're in society now. We're not alone.
Those people that manufacture the cars, if they were just all about being by themselves, would you have a car to ride? Do you have that GLA, or do you have that Rolls Royce truck, or do you have that
Lambo?
Yes, now you won't have all those things. So that's why it is paramount that you as an individual, you develop that passion, you develop that fire for to make a change, or to just understand and know that there needs to be a difference. There needs to be a spark, and that you could be that spark, just as we are sparks now that were lit by God. You could also be a spark normally, lit by us, also by God, or lit by yourselves, or whatever form of inspiration yes, that you have managed to garner, or that you have managed to come across in your life, in your daily lives. So you could be a spark. So this is our main purpose. We are trying to spark a lot of things, and we have been loving the reactions that we get, because from that our God talk, we got a lot of feedback from that. So feedback that even make us normally when we do that session together, God talk, because definitely, I swear it's very, we'll keep on redoing it.
We keep on talking about it. We will not stop. It's not once and for all.
It's not once and for all.
It's once and over.
It's a continuous process. Consistency is key.
Yes.
Consistency is key.
So I would like to just say, we are divine sentience.
Yeah.
We are conscious and very, very, very confident about this motto slogan of society being our extended mind and body. So we should work together to make things better for ourselves.
Yeah.
So in regards to climate change being so negative and harsh and very provocating to an extent.
The word you are looking for there is nefarious. It's wicked. It's very, very wicked act. Nefarious act.
It's a very nefarious act that needs to be called to book. But inside there, so okay, there are potential opportunities that may impact economic growth. You understand? These are major opportunities that more anybody jump inside the market now like this. If you never let me the world go, you understand? You get what I mean? The world, it just there's let's just look at some of those opportunities. And
Yeah. Well, before looking at those opportunities, I'm not going to take much of the time, but I'd just like to just give a brief talking on that. Climate change has wide-reaching implications for the global economy in general. While certain regions or sectors might benefit, though the overall impact is predominantly negative. Addressing climate change is not just an environmental imperative, but also an economic one. Transitioning to a more sustainable economy can mitigate many of these risks and open up new avenues for growth and development. And some of those avenues are renewable energy and innovation. Like innovation is also a form of renewable energy is also a form of innovation. So there are positive sides, but the negative side are more. So we just have to tackle that, and yeah. So
so there's also energy efficiency.
Yeah.
Where they're improving on the efficiencies of buildings and vehicles and appliances. You understand? That can reduce emissions and save money. There's also adaptation, building resilience to the impacts of climate change through measures like flood protection and drought resistance. Crops can create new economic opportunities. So, in conclusion, to me, climate change is a very complex issue with far-reaching economic impacts. While the transition to low carbon economy, like you said, may pose challenges for the world or to the economy, the opportunities for innovation, job creation, and economic growth are very significant. So addressing climate change requires a collective effort from government, businesses, and individuals, and requires balancing short-term costs with long-term benefits. You understand? This your company is killing people normally. It's not supposed to be here for that long. I believe there should be policies like that.
Without much attention being put into.
Yes, if you cannot you cannot take care of the environment around you, and you have such a facility, you should close down your operations. Close your operations. So do you have anything to add?
Yeah, ultimately tackling climate change is not just an environmental issue, as we all know, but an economic and social one too, and it's a challenge that will require bold action from all of us. So we just have to dig in, as always, and I will always keep on consistently backing. Keep it vicious. Always keep your viciousness to 100 and know the precision of whatever you're trying to do. Stay safe, stay loved up.
Yeah, so this is Divine Sentient Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram and TikTok, Divine Sentient Podcast. Yeah, just go to the search and type Divine Sentient Podcast and you'll see us. Yeah, join the conversation. Want to really hear from you guys. We're on Facebook too. We're on Facebook, Divine Sentient Podcast too. Yeah, just like and hit that subscribe button, and let's keep going. We're on TikTok, Divine Sentient Podcast. So we are here to take over.
We mount. These guys.
Yeah, I remain your host, Teddy Ortega. Yeah, and we're keeping it very vicious and lethal.
Yeah, and don't forget the Cosmic Enigma. Yeah, we're soaring through this cosmos. We are soaring through this cosmos. So always enjoy the ride and go with the flow. It's the ocean with the motion. It's the ocean with the motion. It's always the ocean with the motion. Yeah,
follow me on
Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. I'm on Instagram at Prince of Peace. Always.
Follow me on
Son of Christ, Prince
Instagram.
of Peace,
I'm Teddy Ortega.
Yeah.
On Facebook, Teddy Ortega. I'm there. Just almost send your reviews, man.
Yeah, we're on Google also.
On Google, man.
Prince Okoro and Teddy Ortega.
On Google, man. We're on Google. So check this out. Check these things. You understand? So stay blessed. Stay loved up. Like Enigma said, yeah, man. Keep it vicious and lethal. Remember, society is our extended mind and body. So let's get it done. Yeah, my people. Scout.
Skibidi pop pop. Skibidi pop.